But I also agree with you. I don't think passion is 100% required.
Yeah, like there's lots of people who've built successful restaurants they're not super passionate about.
Yeah.
How do you get passionate about waking up at 6 o'clock, like doing breakfast, lunch, dinner service, and then going home sleeping and redoing that all over again? Like you're telling me every successful restaurant has a guy that's super passionate about doing that? No. However, I think when you couple passion with talent, with vision, with like timing in the market and all of those things, then yeah, it's supremely powerful. And like I also don't think passion is like a straight line.
Yeah.
You can start off being passionate about something and become unpassionate about it very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can become absolutely disinterested in something, but then become very passionate about it over time. It's just like your studies or like your girlfriend or like sports. You don't like the exact same things you did 5, 10 years ago, right? Your hobbies have changed, your sports have changed, the way you view people have changed. So I think passion is like a moving thing.
So it's almost like passions are like, they come in waves, and it's almost better, from what, if I understand correctly, it's almost better to, like even when you're working out, you're not going to want to go to the gym every single day, but you do it anyway. It can start with passion, which may eventually fade, but it's just having the discipline to go through with it. So do you have, and from my perspective, to go through with it requires like a pretty strong why. Do you have a sort of why you do all this? What makes you get up in the morning? What does all the, how does that tie into everything?
Yeah, and I think that's also very fluid. So I was obviously a very ambitious kid. So I think once I turned about, I would say like right around like high school, I couldn't go into a restaurant and not count how many seats there were, not try to guess like the average checkout size, not try to guess their EBITDA. I didn't know the term back then, but like I would be like, oh, how much rent would this be? You know, like how many staff is there? I would count. And like how much do you think they get paid? Okay, well back then I think it was like, like $12 an hour. I can't remember, like $8 an hour,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it was. And I try to calculate, well, they have 30 tables, like this noodles cost like $8.99. And
Yeah.
like how much would the average size? So like I was already doing calculations like that everywhere I went.
So you were literally basically trying to figure out how they're making the money, how could I make it better? So your mind was tuned towards like this entrepreneurship.
Yeah, it's like it's like an interest thing.
Yeah.
Much like people would be interested in like astrology.
Got it.
Like you'd pick up a telescope and you'd be like, oh, like that's so cool. Like just check out this star or whatever. Or you'd pick up the game of chess and you'd like go read a chess book and like study the moves. Like whatever your interest was, that was my interest.
That's so fascinating because I also do something similar to this, and you realize so many little things and like why they are the way that they are. Like I was walking into the store one time and I turned right and I was like, wait, why did I turn right? Because then I look at other people, they're all turning right. I'm like, wait a second. Well, why is this happening? And then I noticed that people are turning right, and I'm like, okay, let me look at the price on the side and the right, and they're all more expensive, the most expensive items. Okay, where are they turning right? And I realized it because up front in the store is the clerk, and no one wants to lock eyes with the clerk and have that awkward exchange. So it's like, it's interesting how if you start looking at this, so there's like there's a flow in how everything is and all this. Yeah, that's awesome.